Some business owners have never and will never spend a dime on advertising, and they actually have a legitimate reason why. So in this video, I'm going to talk about reasons why a business owner should not spend any money on ads. All right. And that might sound counterintuitive coming from a marketing consultant, right? But the reason why I say that certain business owners should not invest in ads because they may not be ready to. All right. Let's say, if I were to ask you the question, what would you do in this situation, right? You go out to a car dealership, right? You go out to a car dealership and you're looking at all of the specs on the car, right? You know how much horsepower, you know the size of the wheels, you know what electronics are inside of the car, you know how much torque the car, like you have all of these specs on the car, but there's one spec that's missing. There's one spec that's missing. And that spec that's missing is the miles per gallon. Your gas efficiency, right? Or if it's an electric vehicle, you have no idea what your EV efficiency is going to be. How many miles can a charge take you? Imagine if you had no insight on that and you didn't know whether or not a full tank of gas would take you 1 mile, or if it'll take you 50 miles, or a standard 300 miles, 200 miles. You have no idea. You would have a lot of questions, right? You may not even buy the car because you're like, well, I love all of the other specs, but they don't matter because I don't know what the cost is going to be to make this thing go from point A to point B. Actually, I don't even know if this could take me to point B. And that's the challenge with ads. With ads, there are a lot of business owners, because they're not ready, they're not going to be able to envision or manifest getting that attention. When you're putting money into ads, what you're essentially doing is you're fueling the top of what's known as a funnel, right? Like you're feeding this funnel with different leads, and then you have to do something with it so that those end up turning into opportunities. If you haven't created a pipeline in your business to support those leads coming in, then the ads don't help that much. The ads don't help that much. So let's say you get access to 100 people, the attention of 100 people, right? Out of the 100 people, 50 of them say, hey, I like that. Let me check this out. Out of those individuals, 30 of them say, hey, here's my information. Can you follow up with me? Out of those individuals, 10 of them say, hey, you know what? I think I'm ready to buy. And then 5 of the 10, half of the 10, like 50%, they say, hey, you know what? Let's do this. They buy. Those 5 people that purchased, let's say it was a $200 offering, right? 200 times 5 is $1,000 you made, right? Let's say in order to get in front of those 100 people, in order to get in front of those 100 people, let's say you invested $75. Now in your mind, you're now thinking, because you have that formula, I spent $75 to make 1,000. Right? Now, well, what's your budget? Well, shoot, I want to make as much as I can. I want to make as much as I can actually fulfill. And now it becomes a different challenge now, right? But you have a lot of business owners, they're not there yet. They don't have that pipeline. They don't have that funnel. They don't have that follow-up system. You have to have that follow-up system so that you can make the most out of any type of attention that you're able to get, all right? So first thing, you have to envision what this is. You then have to apply certain methodologies to make this work, all right? In the description, I actually recorded a little workshop to educate you on how you can create your own pipeline, how you can understand the cost to acquire and how that plays into how much revenue you can generate from it. It's very difficult to explain this in a 5-10 minute YouTube video, right? So I recorded a full workshop. I draw it out for you. I hope you understand this whole concept of advertising. I call it the ART method, the ART. ART is an acronym. Attention is what the A stands for. R stands for relevance. After you get their attention, you have to become relevant to them in some way. And then after you become relevant, you then have to either transact through gaining their trust, all right? So that flow requires some explanation So I'd love to have you check out this asset. All right. Outside of that, again, I'm not saying that ads are not worth it. I'm just saying you got to be ready to run it. You got to be ready to run it, because these platforms that you're paying, they don't mind. They don't mind making money off of you. They don't mind making money off of you. It's up to you to make the most out of where you invest your actual capital.